Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. There was just ever so slightly not enough flying to fix the whole, to finish the whole intro there. That was me flying a 5-inch yesterday. Holy crap on a pancake, Larry. Those were the Velox V3, 2306, 1950 kV. These motors felt completely normal. And that is like the least interesting bit of feedback, but it is the most important thing. Any motor that like normal, stop it, get out of here, get out. You've been eating bad stuff down here, you bad. What is this? Why is this on the floor? What in the world? Oh, that's the broken one. Yeah, any motor that just kind of feels normal is a good thing because you're probably flying something that you like. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that these motors didn't do anything weird. I guess ideally you want to have something that feels better, but we're not there. it's the R&D on these, especially 5-inch rigs, is like kind of late stage. We're just not gonna see. We're not gonna put a motor on, or to be honest, a propeller. I don't think that is gonna like blow our tits off. It's just gonna be like, wow, maybe this is a little bit better, and that's an important part too. That maybe is a really important part. Joshua and I tested 3 pretty different motors, blind tested 3 pretty different motors, and neither one of us could come even close to being able to tell the difference between them. So yeah, a motor feeling normal, like putting a new motor under your rig and it feels normal, is a really, really good thing. So yeah, thumbs up for these Velox V3s. They're a lot less expensive than the motors that are normal for me, which are also unfortunately discontinued, the T-Motor F40 Pro 4s. So yeah, this is a much less expensive motor going up against a $26 premium motor, and I couldn't really tell the difference. Where I think I will be able to tell the difference is once I start crashing these really hard. Every single eco motor with a stainless steel motor shaft that I've ever run doesn't hold up as good as the titanium motor shaft motors, which makes sense. Titanium is a harder metal than stainless steel. So yeah, I'm going to continue to fly this and continue to crash these motors. Although I already have a couple pretty big dents and dings in these bells, and they're still spinning perfectly level. So yeah, I'm impressed so far with these motors, but you really gotta test this stuff for more than 5 or 6 batteries. That was four batteries yesterday. I'm really not gonna get to see anything until like minimum 20, 30, 40. I really like to test stuff up into the hundreds of batteries, but that's a lot of time, and typically that's a lot of repairs too to get to that point. I smashed another antenna because that's what I do. I smash antennas. But other than that, the glide held up great, as it practically always does. There were some pretty big slams at that place on concrete, and yeah, as always, all's right with the world. I was very, very rusty. It was kind of eye-opening. I've really adjusted to flying tiny whoops, and so it was great to fly a 5-inch rig again, though. 30 degrees up tilt, like all the speed, all the power. That was super fun. On tonight's live stream, though, we're not really going to talk much more about that. It was just in the intro, so I figured I would cover it. On tonight's live stream, we're going to potentially see if a new king shall be crowned with the WeBleed FPV crown frame. This is a prototype. The material that this is made out of could potentially be changed if there are problems with it. Zotec very kindly sent me 2 of these prototypes in the plastic that they think that they're going to use, and then 2 of them in a different plastic. Tonight we're going to screw around with the one that's kind of more official, and if, like the Meteor 65 airframe, we have to cook cool the pids off and add filtering, then maybe I'll try the other frame. But tonight we're going to focus on the one that is like, pretty close to production, I think. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. Shout out to WeBleed and Zotec for saying, like, yes, you can show it on the stream, you can bash it on the stream. Usually with prototype stuff, not always, but usually it's like, hey, keep this hush hush just in case it's terrible. We don't want bad PR, blah, blah, blah. Zotec is like, fuck it, man. I'm making this for the community. Let's get as much feedback as early as possible. So yeah, that's very cool of them, and shows a lot of confidence in the product, to be really honest. It's definitely a different design. This is one of the Meteor 65 tiny whoop frame was really like the first one in a while that had like a different design, right? Instead of like the 4 spokes, it had the 3 spokes, but then they were split. This is the first time we're seeing a drastically different design here. We've got just 3 individual spokes, and there's a cool little spacing thing going on here where these 2 on the inside are, you know, they're not 120 degrees from one another. They're not symmetrical. These 2 link up with the connecting bits here. I'm assuming that was done to try to stiffen this thing up from the motor bases, right? With the way that this is set up, we've got a straight line from motor base to motor base when you look at these supports here. And that's pretty cool. Hopefully what that'll do is give this more rigidity than the hopefully it'll give it more motor to motor rigidity than the airframe. Although, you know, I never really thought to look at it. I guess the Meteor 65 and the airframes have kind of done the same thing with this standoff here, but then they've got the extra standoffs. Let's throw this on the scale. I'm actually really... Oh, you're right, Hockey Rounds. It should help getting the props off. It'll definitely help getting the props off. It's always kind of a pain in the ass figuring out where you can pinch the motor to get the prop off on most frames without pushing on the motor leads that are connected to the motor base. This frame should be really light, 2.8, 2.9 grams on my scale, and then the airframe is... Oh, wow, the airframe is lighter. I'll be damned. Airframe's coming in at 2.6 grams. And the WeBleed frame is coming in at 2.9. So hopefully it's a little bit more if it's as durable, I think durability is kind of been figured out. That of course is going to be a big thing for me. But hopefully it's stiffer than the airframe is. I wonder if I can feel if it's going to be stiffer by just doing the little twist test here. Okay. Feels about the same. Man, is that an inexact measurement, though? Oh, it's for sure stiffer. Here's what I'll say. It's stiffer when I grab it out here, which doesn't mean much. There's no way for me to grab the motor bases. It's you know, the stiffness of the frame is all about the motor bases. It's not the ducts. The duct stiffness has more to do with like durability, but there's no way that I can really grab this. I guess I can do it sideways here. Yeah, I can kind of do it sideways. So okay. Yeah, but then I can't grab the Meteor frame. Oh yeah, it's way more stiff. I can already tell. So that's I'm excited about that, because that is the main problem with the airframe, is that it's just too wobbly and you got to bring your PIDs way down. You got to add a bunch of extra filtering. I'm really looking forward to someone with black box knowledge and a black box AIO to get some logs on this to see if there is some frequency that we can drop a notch filter on that is causing the issues with this airframe and causing us to need to pull our PIDs down. Yeah, because this is lighter, so it would be nice to have the lightest possible frame option. Yeah, be able to get the PIDs in order here. But tonight is about the crown frame from WeBleed, not the airframe, which I've done a bunch of testing on over the last like week or so. So yeah, we are going to take the WeBleed build with the WeBleed screamers, and we're going to transfer it into this frame, and then we can test the ultimate freestyle setup in the airframe versus the ultimate freestyle setup in the crown frame. And it'll also be kind of cool, you know, WeBleed frame with the WeBleed motors, Betaflight frame with tiny whoop motors, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm excited for that. You guys are also going to get to check out my mailbag tonight. I'm going to cut it open and show you guys what's inside. Oh boy, that's horrible. The flying in the beginning of the live stream was from My most beat up session 5, by the way, in case you were wondering. So yeah, that's the plan for tonight. In the chat, what do we got going on? Hockey Rounds was first. Matt Trombley was second. Troy Prelog rammed. Troy Prelog, Ram Donko, Mr. Dr. Death, Free Lojo, Mr. Dud, Frank Nicholas, Simon, Espander, Riot 9, Mo FPV, Mick Mucus, Curtis Hayes, Douglas Otwell, Tongue Out FPV, Travis H, Flush FPV, Northern Tier 8-Bit, Fun Per Volt, P. Richard Scott's in the house. What's up, homie? Liam, Mo FPV, 8-Bit, Cole Powers, WeBleed's in the house. Ram Donko, Riot 9, Mr. Dr. Death again. Curtis Dead Moo. Dead Moo. What in the world does that mean? Anonymous. Cole Powers. Ram Donko, Hypnos, Emac. Or no, that's CMAC. Free Lojo, FP Avery, Riot 9, 8-Bit FPV, Monkey, Nick, Curtis, Peter, and WeBleed again. What's up, friends? Thank you for coming. Welcome to hell. This is my full-time job. If you'd like to support the insane journey that is trying to do FPV full-time, head over to CiottiFPV.com. Join my Patreon. That helps me the most, and it costs you practically nothing. 7.5 cents per hour of live streaming content. That's a pretty good deal, right? If you want to get in on giveaways, which are happening this Monday, $200 to $400 worth of giveaways this coming Monday. You got to be on Patreon to get into the 3 really good ones. $5 a month will put you into the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway. $10 a month will put you in for 3-inch micro brushless or Cinewhoop parts. $20 a month will get you in on 5-inch part giveaways. Or for $1 a day, you can get in on all 3 giveaways, and those people tend to win. And when you win a giveaway, you win enough stuff that it pays for your Patreon for a while. Yo, this dog stinks. I mean, I stink, but this dog stinks way worse than I do. Look how bad he is. Look at him biting. Look at this bitey bastard. Look at the size of these paws. Ah! Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh, he's getting crazy. Oh! Stop it. Stop biting me. Look at the camera. Look at the people. Look at him. Look at the camera. Stop looking around. Don't look at me. Oh, that breath. Is it like a requirement that dogs in this house have just the worst stank ever? I'm gonna shake you until you behave. Oh. 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 He's on the desk, yo. He's towards the keyboard. Oh. 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 Oh, look at this. This is why I've been so stressed and tired lately, right? Right? You little devil. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Ah! Ugh. Okay. Oh! He's got poodle hair, so it shouldn't make me have a huge allergy attack, but I'm also allergic to the earth, so you never know. It might have been a terrible idea. What do you want from me? Why are you just sitting there staring at me? That's right. Bite your... Okay, those are your balls. Don't bite those. Well, that's where your balls used to be. What? What do you want? What do you want? What? Okay. Now Now he's touching me. What? Okay. Yeah, support me so that this dog doesn't die. Support me or the dog gets it. Buy something on my Etsy store. Work one-on-one with me on Fiverr. The dog will not join our call unless you want him to. Buy something from the Teespring store if you want some really fun shirts. And then there's a whole bunch of affiliate links over there. CiottiFPV.com. Yeah, do you need to pee, buddy? Do you need to pee? Let me text Maggie and say, doggo might want to pee. Might need to pee. Doggo? No. Doggo might need to pee. Nope, not Roper. To pee. Not Roper. Hey, next time on the live stream that I have the wrong scene selected, and you know I'm flying a tiny whoop on this camera, fucking Stevie Wondering it, feel free to call me on Discord because that'll play a sound and that'll be my cue to, yeah, cool. Patrons mainly, but yeah, whatever. Anybody listening to this right now, feel free to call me on Discord. Discord has, when I launch OBS though, Discord enables streamer mode, so that might mute itself, but it's worth a shot. So yeah, you can try that. He's back. He went running upstairs, came running back down this. I think he might have to pee. Maggie! Hey, I also flew the AOS 3.5 yesterday. Yeah, I won't remember to disable it every time though, Liam. Liam says you can disable streamer mode. Yeah, I flew the AOS 3.5 yesterday. Fucking awesome. I just wanted to like get it up in the air and see how it was. But so I was being real tentative with it, but it was flying great. So I started pounding on it and yeah, good to go. Already started crashing it. I need the cable though. So there's a version mismatch on the Walksnail VTX that's in here versus my goggles, but it still works. Take note, everyone else. Figure out how to make your firmware so that if there's a version mismatch, it at least works. But so yeah, it does work totally fine. When I got home though, I realized I don't have the cable for this damn thing. So they sell the cable on Amazon and a couple other places. So I just need to snag the cable. But it flew really good, although it looks like I destroyed one of these motors. This motor number 4 is in rough shape. I must have slammed this pretty good. Let me show you what a worked motor looks like, friends. I've got an Instagram video with the song The Wobble, which shows this, but just for the sake of, since I have one right in front of me, look at the gap between the motor bell and the wires, and the wires coming out of the stator base. Right in here. Look at this gap. That is what a ruined motor looks like, my friends. That motor shaft has bent horrendously, and that is going to throw a shitload of vibrations into this thing. I crashed this thing pretty good yesterday, so it doesn't really surprise me. This right here is why a 2mm motor shaft is not enough for these 3-inch, 3.5-inch freestyle rigs. This is why trying to find a motor with a 3mm motor shaft is really, really important. Unfortunately, not many of the manufacturers listen to a goddamn thing that any of us that provide good feedback say. So there really aren't many, but yeah, that's a shame. The propeller's not even that banged up. I mean, there's like a little mark on the propeller. That's the thing that's insane to me. Like with these 2 mil motor shafts, like the propeller ends up being stronger than the damn motor shaft. It's like, what? No. No. What the hell? That's not it. Bob Knox with a $20 super chat. He says, "Hey brother, let's move the needle to 800. Love ya." Thank you, dude. Very fucking cool. Look at us go. 800. There it is. Way to catch up, Streamlabs. Thank you, dude. Very cool. Very, very cool. Cole Powers says, "Hover it indoors for the lulz." We did. When we finished the build, I hovered it inside. I will not do it again because it's just so sketchy. But yeah, it goes and I hover it over here. So like, you know, pretend there's little LED lights on. All right, it hovers. What? Yeah. He's being super needy. Yes. All right. Let me get caught up on chat because I have not been paying attention. Ram Donko tagged me and said, "Cool. Hey, if you want to talk to me in the chat, all you gotta..." What's all over the desk? What's happening? There's a massive black smudge on the desk. Oh. Yeah, I had like black all over my hands yesterday. It must be from this rig somewhere. Is it on this front? Where is it? Where did all the black stuff... Oop, there it is. It's up on this side. What's all this? What got all black on this? What the hell? Flew really good. These 1404s, these are the Axis 1404s. They are 4,500 kV. They handled these Gemfan 3052s, the big bastards, really, really well. So yeah, that was shocking. 1404 new 1404s, modern 1404s make big fucking power. It's just they're not durable enough. Like this rig it's a little fat, to be honest. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but that's a fairly common tale around these parts. With a big old 4S 850, well, dry, it's 150, call it 160. And then with this battery, it's 265. So it is fat, and there is a lot of weight coming down on the motors. If you can get your builds down like the Ripsqueaks, if you can get your builds down like 240, 230, 220, 2mm motor shafts become a lot more realistic. But like, what's annoying is that these motors make enough power for this weight of a build. So like, I really wish that they would figure out how to strengthen up the motor shafts, because other than the durability of the motors, like, this is great. This is a really, really solid build. I've never seen... Oh, wow, I lost a screw. There's a screw missing from up here, next to the canopy. Wow, it's just all the way gone. That goes well with the screw whose head broke off down here. This poor thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's a chance that a 14mm stator is not big enough for a 3mm motor shaft, because I've never seen a 14mm wide stator have one. I've seen a 15mm wide stator have one, so I feel like maybe it can be done. But yeah, maybe not. But in that case, they need to go to 2.5mm. Like, come on, man. Let's iterate and make the products better. Let's not just change the goddamn color and discontinue the old one and come out with a new one. All right? Like, let's get our shit together here, FPV manufacturers, and then we can have micros that are durable and fly really good. Mr. Dr. Death says, what's up, gang, and CiottiFPV. Freelojo says, hello to the gangliest of gangs. Expander says, hi. Travis H says, happy Friday. Liam says, heyo. WeBleed says, WeBleed and Fractal. Did you, is this a collaboration? Did you work with Eves on this? Is that what, I'm hearing? That's pretty cool. FP Avery says, shit, I got so distracted making a rat trap, I forgot to start the stream. What's up, Ciotti? You making a rat trap. Free Lojo dropping the Patreon link. Thank you, dude. Polly Shortcut says, I just built that 03 Acro B75. I have the 1004 motors and 1103. Which would be better for all-up weight, 106 grams? 1004. Is that what those motors are? I thought they were 0804. Are they 1004? Please. There we go. What you got for me? Oh, they're 0804. Who makes a 1004? I don't think I've heard of a 1004. Paulie, I don't have any experience with either one of those motors or, you know, a rig with this that's like this heavy. Well, hold on. What does it weigh? What does it weigh? Total weight without battery. 70 grams. Isn't that what the tiny lifters weigh? Or are they lighter? I think the tiny lifters are 78 with the battery. Let's take a quick look. Tiny lifter dry with no camera. Oh man, is that light? 33.5 grams. And then with the camera. Oh, come on now. Stop it! With the yeah, it's a lot lighter. It's with the camera, it's 59.5. So 10 gram difference. That's not that bad. So you are. So to give you some context, the motors that I settled on for the tiny lifters are 1002. So 10 grams lighter, although I'm actually running much lighter weight batteries too. So yeah, keep that in mind. But the here we go. Total weight with battery, basically 99 grams. And I think mine comes in at 78. So it's a 20 gram difference. I think this is the rig that you're saying that you built, right? So with 0804s on it, this is 20 grams heavier all up weight. And yeah, that would need a bigger motor. So like a 1003 or an 1103, that's kind of where I would end up being. Or these 804s, you know, a newbie drone's got some really good pilots working there. So in theory, they tested it a bunch, and these 804s are a good choice. But yeah, I don't have any experience with 1004s. But yeah, the 1103, I would think that would be right on the money. I think 1004 might be too much motor for that rig, potentially. Although it depends on what you want to do with it, right? Like the tiny lifters I built for cinematic stuff. Slow, gentle, right side up flying. If you're building this rig for freestyle, you would want more. So maybe a 1004 is what you would want. Cole Power says new thumbnail for the clicks. I know, right? Liam says we got that. Cole Power says bend it back, you'll be fine. Oh, I wish it were that easy. Although I've actually had some success with bending motor shafts back. It's just once they bend, if you bend it back on like any kind of a collision, it'll rebend. Like once you bend it, it's now like weak in that direction. So you bend the first time you bend it back, now you're going to be bending it back over and over and over and over and over again, and it gets really old really fast. Ramdago says 1004 versus 1103, what would the volume be? The volume on the 1004 would be significantly more than the 1103, that's for sure. Pauly Shortcut says it's 804/1103. Gotcha. So yeah, either one of those are probably going to be really good. So yeah, I would give that a shot. Pauly Shortcut says, is your Tiny Lifter 1S? Nope, it's 2S. It uses a double BT 2.0 lead, and then I put 2 batteries down the bottom. Very slick little setup. Hey, I'm caught up on chat. Guess what time that means? It is June Loco. Thank you for the subscription. We're going to unbox some things here tonight. That's what we're going to do here. This is mailbag. Hey, by the way, that little thing is from Mighty Car Mods. That's not mine. I just snagged it off one of their things and sent them an email and said, hey, can I use this? They didn't get back to me, so I figured that meant yes. This box is from WeBleed, and it has the WeBleed things in it, which is super cool. I opened it like right before the stream. So, yeah. Zotek reached out to me and said, test the clear ones. Oh, this one feels more sturdy. Oh, yeah, okay. So the other one in this different material that he sent me is significantly stronger. It's probably also heavier. That's typically how that works. Maybe not, but probably. So yeah, that is very, very cool. And nice. Another new sticker. Always love seeing WeBleed stickers. A little Whooptopia card. And then a little note. Both are prototypes. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you, dude. It says sample on there. So yeah, that's the first little part of mailbag, but there's something really cool in these other boxes. And usually I'll like pre-open stuff, but in this case I was like, you know what? Let me try opening stuff on the live stream. Maybe my head will explode. So this comes from Douglas Otwell. What is his YouTube name? Oh god, I love these. Look at the tube style packaging. It's just very satisfying. Douglas Otwell is I have a really hard time keeping your guys' YouTube names, Discord names, Facebook names, Instagram names all straight. I apologize. Look at this, yo. Oh boy, that is fucking dope, yo. It's the Gangely Fan Brothers. Yo, this is so cool. Off-color frame version will break when it shows some different materials. Very cool. This is rad. So it's got a cover over the fan so you can put stuff on it and it won't fall into the fan blades, right? And it's got a redux. Oh, look at the little buddies on the fan blades here. Hold on. They're getting all fancy with their fan blades, this company. See them? See a little, look right here. Look right here. See that? Look. They're trying to manage the air off the fan blades to make the fan more efficient. Very cool. Yo, this is hot. This is very, very cool. And then here's a little power supply action for it. Oh, sweet. The Gangely fan, yo. Who wants a Gangely fan? I wonder if he'd be willing to make these for people. And then this box, he sent me a message like the very next day. He emailed me, so his email didn't have his YouTube name in it. What are you guys putting exclamation points in here? Exclamation top, exclamation slots. Is that a real thing? Feet. He forgot the feet, so he sent me another box. So cool. Thank you, dude. I was gonna tell him, but I decided not to. That I have for some reason I have tons of these little feet But he'd already sent the. I read the email after he'd already sent it. I was like, oh shit, okay. But he sent a couple more for giveaways. So you will have a chance to win your own Gangely fan this coming Monday in the giveaways. And I think there's a couple. There's a couple different colors here. So there's a yellow, and then oh, this green looks cool. I gotta figure out which one I'm keeping. So I'm guessing that he's got a laser etcher, laser engraver, or something like that. You guys are gambling in the chat now? What in the fuck? Yo! Look at that, man. The Gangely fan! What you know about that Gangely fan? Look, nice little... This is like a very polished... This is like... This is well done. It looks like a commercial product. Like, it looks like something that you would buy off of a website. Oh man, look at this. Look at the scene on my desk right now. Tell me this isn't the most satisfying thing you've ever seen. Yeah, that yellow, that blue, that green. Look how cool that is, man. Come on now. Douglas Otwell. Very fucking cool. The Gangely fan. Look, it's all like properly zip tied down and organized, and oof. A man after my own heart. Great work, dude. Very, very cool. Let's I don't know where I have a... Oh, I have a plug right under the desk here. That I can hook one of these up to real quick here. Let's see. I think I have a power supply VH bead to the underside. I do indeed. Is it... tell me there's a free plug in there. Tell me there's just one free plug. That's all I need is one. Let's fire up a Gangely fan. What do you say? Oh, there's just one free plug. How perfect is that? All right, and I'm gonna run this wire over here. All right, and oh God. Don't get old. Now it's starting to sound like some Gangely fans content. There's your $1 million idea for the day. Gangely fans, bro. Only Gangely naked people ruining their lives. Oh God. Okay, here we go. All right, coming back. Okay. Woo! All right, we got a plug, and then let's fire up the green one. Oh yeah. Oh, it's quiet, yo. Oh, and it's moving some air. Oh, it's set up as a puller. It pulls air. Oh, cool. Yeah, okay. It's blowing out the bottom. So it's gonna... Well, that's actually really smart, because it's gonna pull air down just like when the props are working, right? Like with a tiny whoop, right? If you blow air up through the bottom, it's just gonna hammer the bottom of the AIO. Whereas if you pull it down from the top, it's gonna like go in. It's gonna go in up top here, and you're still gonna get airflow down the bottom. Yeah, I dig it. You can really feel the air coming out the side. I can't really... I mean, there's really nothing to show you, but it's on, and you can barely hear it, I'm sure, right? Dude, awesome. Mr. Otwell, thank you, sir. Very, very cool of you. I'm gonna figure out which color I want. And then the other two are going to go into the giveaways. I think one per month. I think like one for tomorrow, one for Monday, and then one for the following giveaway. I dig it, dude. Very cool. Blue one's looking pretty fine, if I say so myself. These computer fans are something else, man. They've come a long way. Awesome, dude. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Great work. My God, this looks so good. I would never in a million years think this wasn't like a finished product on like a store shelf. Awesome. I need to put the feet on this one, so here they are. Put this in a little on deck circle over here. All right, yo, mailbag is good to go. Let's get to work. Work time, my friends. We are gonna put a brand new frame on the WeBleed Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoop. Let's get it. And then we are gonna have two ultimate lightweight, ultimate freestyle tiny whoops. Douglas Otwell says, I do my laser cutting at the local library. Get the hell out of here. Yo, that's amazing. Your local library has a laser cutter. That's insane. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Talk about like that's how you get people to the library, right? Turn it into a makerspace. Damn, dude. How did you figure that out? How did you figure out that your library has a laser cutter? That's awesome. Cole Power says, keep your workbench parts cool in style with the Gangely fan. Hell yeah. Hell yes. WeBleed says, super clean build, lit AF. Indeed. Dude, Douglas, thank you. And it looks like Douglas Otwell's YouTube name is Douglas Otwell, because here's a man that wants me to not lose my mind. Trying to remember 10,000 different names. Thank you on multiple fronts, Douglas Otwell. Thank you for having the same name in multiple spots, but also for the incredibly cool. See what I did there? Cool. I called it cool because it's a fan, and fans cool. You guys, you like what I did with the title of the stream? King, crowned. See what I did there? Do you guys see what I did there? Do you? Was it a good one? No? All right, well, I'll try harder next time. I'm going to leave the propellers on. I have to tear this thing all the way down. I got to take the motors off. I got to go all the way in. But that's okay. Well, yeah. No, I was going to say I'm almost done with the Betaflight airframe. So I just for a second there, I was like, wait, do I tear the other rig down? But to not put the WeBleed motors onto the WeBleed frame just seems insane to me. So I'm not going to do that. We are going to put this rig into the lighter weight frame. And you know, that'll actually be cool. Taking the meteor air setup out of that frame and putting it into a regular meteor frame will allow me to then push the pids back up and really show like how much extra pid performance that we can get from getting away from that floppy frame. So that'll kind of be cool. I'm excited about that. I'm going to make the assumption that the motor bases on the crown frame are roughly the same thickness, which will let me use the regular old screws here. You know, I'm not going to take these screws out of this frame though, because I have plenty of extra screws. I'm going to leave these in this frame because eventually this frame will get used again, and if the screws are in it, that'll just make my life a little bit easier. Okay. And Liam says, can you show us how you do your BT 2.0 leads? Mines keep breaking, or point me to a previous stream where you've shown it. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I have done it on previous streams. If you search my channel, so if you go to my channel, there's a little magnifying glass on the right side. You can use that to search for like BT 2.0, and it'll actually search through the timestamps that Quadbod and Apache Smokewood and Sniper have done. It'll probably find one. But I will show you one on the close-up camera in a minute, and you probably won't need to look those up because it's fairly straightforward. The only thing that me showing it to you won't give you is the little description of how I rotate the little leads to have the flat spots pointing outwards, but I could probably just show you. I can just show you that with another with a naked BT 2.0 connector. So yeah, give me 1 second and I will show you that. Let me do it right now, actually, because otherwise I'll forget. Okay, so let's fire up the detail cam, and so here's what it looks like when it's finished, which will really just kind of tell the tale. So this is what it looks like. So there's it up on the top. So the leads come down, and then they just go in at like an angle, and then I just put a piece of shrink wrap over top to keep it all, you know, not electrocute yourself-ish. And the trick with the BT 2.0 leads is that the point. So first of all, you want to don't ever solder to it. Just like this, take the other side and put it in there like that, just to hold the pins straight. You need to make sure that you hold the pins straight, or else they'll move around. You're going to be soldering to this right here, and if you don't have this other side in there, there are 2 pins inside the plastic and they'll get all crooked and you won't be able to plug the batteries in. So make sure you have this on here to hold the pin straight. And then the little trick that I told you about is, if you look real carefully, see the flat spots? That you don't want the flat spots upward like that. You want them outwards. So take your needle nose pliers, grab these flat spots, and you're going to turn them so that they're facing out. And it's kind of hard to do, but you'll get it. Hey, there we go. Oh, nope, almost there. Ah! It's hard to do. But just keep trying and you'll get it. These are not the right. I got to use the skinnier needle nose pliers for this. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's what you want right there. Let's see if we can get it to focus. See, the flat spots are now outwards. That way, when you solder the wire on, you're soldering it on the outside and they won't bridge together. Make sense? See it? Flat spot out, flat spot out. So then you just hold the wire, bring this tip of the soldering iron in, bang, bang, shrimp wrap it, sorry, and you're good to go. So that's it, my man. That's how you do your BT 2.0 leads. And then it'll be stronger and lighter. And all will be right with the world. Promise. You'll feel better about all things in life afterwards. You're certainly welcome, brother. Skirty Curtis. That's a fun name. I just changed my YouTube name just for you so it would match Discord. Nice. Ramdongo says, does it squidge? Is it level / flat? And what does it weigh? Is it level / flat? I did bend it. At the beginning of the frame, and it seems like it's more bend resistant than the Meteor 65 airframe. I don't know what you mean about is it level. I'm going to just say yes, it is level. And what does it weigh? It's 2.9 grams, I think. It was like 0.3 of a gram heavier than the Meteor 65 airframe, which would make sense. It feels significantly more stiff, less wobbly, Patrick's favorite word, than the Beta 65 airframe. So yeah, all good things, yo. Let me get these screws screwed back into this frame a little bit. And then we'll pull this stack out. It's not really a stack. It's just an AIO and a camera. Transfer it into the other frame, and I am very curious how this is going to be. I've got the pids pretty cranked up on this rig, so if it flies without oscillating all over the place, that's going to be pretty rad, because the beta frame could not do that. It required a pretty serious change to the pids before it quieted down and was cool with life. Oh man, I said that the next time I took this apart, I was going to fix the BT 2.0 lead. All right, let's do it. It's only 8 o'clock. We've got time. Let's do it. I'm going to. So I was being lazy with this one, and I put the regular style BT 2.0 lead on, and that's just silly. I don't love that. So let's fix it. It doesn't take very long. So I just want to get the length figured out here. So basically, if this sits here like this, I need about that much. So that and that. Hopefully that's not too short. I can reuse this BT 2.0, I think. Yeah, it looks fine. All right. Okay, so soldering iron's coming up to temperature. Skirty Curtis says that username comes from racing. Ah, skirt, nice. Hell yeah. Okay, so let's just get this camera off of here just so it's a little bit easier to work with this, and I might as well kick this off too. All right. Here we go. Real quick, let's get this onto the proper BT 2.0 lead setup. This will also equalize the weight difference between these two rigs, which is the main reason that I'm doing it. So, all right, I've chewed my thumbnail down to hell, so I can't really use it to strip these wires, but in that case, just be very gentle with your flush cutters and just super gently work your way around the silicone. You're just trying to dent it. You're just trying to dent the silicone so that you can then come in with your fingernail and it's got like a spot for it to tear. It's got like a slight weak point. That's all. All right, let me compare this to the other one real quick, just one more time. Yeah, see, I cut this way. No, not way too long. I think it's about right. I'm kind of surprised that I wasn't able to cut more off. I think it's a little bit too long. Let me compare it to this one. Because this one I almost cut too short. Line up the USBs. No, looks like it's the right length. Okay. The main thing that you get from doing the BT 2.0 like this, though, is durability of the wire not having to make that 180-degree bend. So, I'm actually really shocked that I wasn't able to cut more off. This is not going to equalize the weight difference between these two. I don't know why these two rigs are over a gram different in weight. It must be AIO related. They're the same AIO, but they're different. They have different gyros on them, so they're different versions of the Mobula 6 AIO. So one of the this one must have a thicker PCB. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Kind of interesting. All right, that shielding is removed. Let's get these wires off of here. But first, we're going to put the female side on here so that we don't ruin it. Here it is. Or I could put one of these on. This is the A30. You know what? I don't have. Well, I can just use the. Yeah. Let's do an A30. Let's do an A30. Let's do it. I still need the female side to make sure I don't melt the damn thing. I don't have an A30 female side, but the A30 works with. It works with BT 2.0, so I can just take this. I guess this wouldn't be the female side. I guess this would be the male side. I could just jam it in there like that, and away we go. All right, so I'm going to assume that... Is it A30? Somebody make sure I'm not saying the wrong name for this thing. All right, so there we go. I'm going to put a little bit of flux on these two guys here. There we have it. And I can probably remove them both at once. Nope. One at a time. That's okay. All right. There we go. And they decided to bridge while they were at it. Let's just take a little bit of solder wick real quick. This will probably be the quickest and easiest way to absorb. Yep. There we go. All right, cool. So, all right. Let's take a look at this connector. Okay, it's just like the BT 2.0. Yeah, the leads still have the little flat spots on them. And round is still ground. That's good. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can do the same trick with these and rotate these pins outwards. Yep, there they go. Cool. Same little trick. Just... Is that it? They're all gobbed up with solder, so it's hard to see. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Cool. Incredibly similar to the BT 2.0 lead. Okay, so here is the AIO with the leads that we're using. The leads are both black, which is the worst idea ever, but you know, sometimes you got to just do things the dumb way. It looks cooler this way, though. I will say that, which means absolutely nothing because you can't see the damn things when you're behind the goggles. But, as always, I digress. Nate Adams says, I'm pretty sure the A30 is the connector that replaced the GNB27 and is compatible with BT and... Really? And the GNB leads. I did not know that. I thought it was its own thing. I mean, I knew that it replaced the GNB27, but I didn't think that it... would take the GNB27 connectors. That is amazing if that is true. I have a battery sitting up on my desk that is GNB27 that we can test that on right now. Let me just finish tinning these wires real quick. And we will myth bust the shit out of that. So here's another A30. Here is a battery with the GNB27 lead on it. And no, GNB27 lead is way too big. Yeah, no, there's no way. Yeah, so it's going to require its own battery side connector. Speaking of these batteries, I have 6 of these Emax 300 mAh fat style Tiny Whoop batteries for sale. 4 of them have BT 2.0 leads already installed on them. 2 of them have the GNB 27s. These are the best performing, lightest weight battery for 75 millimeter builds that use the frame that has the wide battery bay in the bottom. Quad 66 actually turned me onto these batteries. These are his favorite GNB small cell. These particular GNB 300 mAh cells, he says, outperform the 360s and even the 400s and kind of even the 450s in terms of just putting power down. They're not going to last as long because they're only 300 mAh, but yeah, like just you go full throttle, it delivers really good power. These are the jam. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know, and I'll hook you up with them for cheap. I have moved over to a little foam thing that they used to make, so I can run the regular old these regular batteries, but they don't make that foam thing anymore. So these batteries are what I was using for a little while. Cool. Let's get this lead on here. So which is positive and which is negative is the next question. The ground is by the grommet. So ground is this lead. Okay, so ground is on my right, and on these, ground is round. So that is this one. So ground is on the right. Okay, so that's on the right. So I want to solder it on like that. Ground, and then ground. Okay, so the lead's going to come up and over like this, and then connect down. Try to give you a view of what the hell I'm doing here. Okay. Now, I am actually going to switch from this wood block to this thermally resistant putty. It's just like Funtac, but it doesn't melt as badly. So what I can do here is use it to just kind of hold the connector like that. And then this guy can sit up on top like this, and then that wire will come in just like that. And then I can just tack it on down and move on to the next. So wire is in the right position. The lead and the other thing are tinned. I'm going to try to do this without the nerd goggles on with my naked eyes. Maybe I'll be able to make it work, maybe not. Let's see. Hell yeah. There we go. All right, you'll be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better on this one. And so it's just coming in at like a 45-degree angle here. And you got to really make sure that you get the wire exactly where you want it before you bring the heat in. Otherwise, you're going to screw it up and have to rework it, and you don't want that. There we go. Wire's in the right position. Tip of the soldering iron is just for applying heat. And then rolling the tip of the soldering iron outwards like that can cause the solder to kind of trail off with it. You can then just come in with your cutters and cut it flush. Let me take a closer look at this with some magnification. First one looks great. Second one, not quite as great. I'm going to rework the second one. The wire is sitting a little bit too far out. I need to just pull the wire back a little bit, basically. So let's get this back in here. And I might be able to do this just in one shot. If I just move the board in this direction, like this, it's going to naturally pull that wire back a little bit, and that's what I want. So bring the heat in. Actually, no. Let's add a little bit of flux first. That'll make sure the heat transfers quickly. Okay, just a little tiny bit. That's all you need. And here we go. So we just want to heat this up and then just pull it back a little bit. And that just happened. Ah, shit, now let me take it off, and then we'll redo it. And I want to get it into the right position this time. Which... There we go. That's where I want it. Come on. Come on. See, the connector's starting to move in the putty. I should fix that, but I'm almost there. I almost have this in exactly the right spot where I want it. So just try to charge through. Currently burning the shit out of my finger. Ouch. That might be it. Let's see. Oh man, almost. Not quite though. There's just not quite enough of a contact patch between the wire. I need to do this with magnification. I just cannot do this with my regular eyeballs anymore. All right, let's get it right this time. Don't want to keep reworking this over and over and over again. It's every time it's heating up that plastic, and it's just not great. All right, cool. Nerd goggles are on. We're going to remove it first. I'm actually going to re-tin the wire just to make sure it's got enough solder on it. Okay, cool. And now it's also got fresh solder on it. And now I'm going to bring this thing in and get it perfectly placed now that I can see. And now we're going to get it right. There we go. That's the one. Take a quick look. And yeah, there we go. It's still hanging off a little bit, but it's going to be all right. I've reworked it twice already. Every time you rework it, the solder will chase up the wire a little bit more, and you really don't want that, especially with these, because you want to be able to take the wire and flatten it out like that, so that when you put the shrimp wrap on, it can sit it nice and flat there. So what I'm actually going to do, because the wire is hanging out a little bit, I'm just going to come in here with these flush cutters and just nip the end of the extra little bit of wire off like that. So now it sits kind of flat there. And let me just take one more look. And yeah, okay. There we go. That's the ticket. All right, so that looks good. Look at us! A30 life. Fuck yeah. And now we can take the female side of this off, or the male side of this off, I guess it would be. Thermally resistive putty available from Mass Adhesive. It's really good stuff. Look at that, man. Black connector, yo. I will use black shrimp wrap, I think, to just, you know, keep the love going. Hey, Zotek, you gonna make the crown frame in black plastic? What kind of plans you got for color? Anything that you can... Yeah. Tell us about colors, since, you know, that's like 50% of the reason why we buy certain things. Maybe not 50%, maybe like 48, 47%. Black shrimp wrap. Nate Adams says the CiottiFPV method of the 180 battery plug on micros is fire. Hell yeah, man. C-Max says focus, yo. Right 9 says you got 47 minutes go. Last solder joint was the blurriest video I've ever seen. Sorry, guys. Sour Sham says, what are your best analog goggles? With most things in life and pretty much everything in FPV, there is no such thing as best. There's just different. And anybody that doesn't understand that, you should not really, like, listen to what they're saying. That sounds kind of rough, but, like, too many reviewers just constantly say that every single thing is the best, and that is a surefire sign that, like, maybe in once in a while it is the best, but it's usually not. Usually what that means is that that reviewer doesn't really have the ability to tell the difference between things, so they just say that everything is the best. Or, you know, they're sick and they actually think that everything is the best. So be really careful with that. Also, like on Facebook, when you ask for advice on Facebook, 10,000 people are going to say, no, this is the best. Most people on Facebook only have one quad. So when they say it's the best, what they mean is, I have one quad and it has this and it flies. That's not the best. That means exactly what it says, which is that they have one quad and it flies. You're not looking for that. You're looking for which one. And what you're looking for is what's the best for you. There are products that are the best for you. Unfortunately, it's very, very, very difficult for anyone other than you to know that, because we're not you. We don't know who your favorite pilots are. We don't know what your experience level is. We don't know what you're going to be doing with your flight footage. So yeah, unfortunately, like, what X is the best is a question that doesn't have an answer. And like I said, be really careful of people that seem to think that there is an answer to that, because they're all going to steer you in the wrong direction. In terms of analog goggles, there is probably a closer answer to that question than with most things in FPV, because the HD0 goggles are just so damn good. But they're also incredibly expensive, so they're definitely not the best. They are, like money no object, maybe they're the best. But still no. Like, it's still a completely subjective thing that you need to answer for yourself, by watching a bunch of reviews and looking at specs and looking at your bank account and all these things, right? So yeah, money no object. The HD0 goggles, I guess you could consider the best analog goggles, because they've got a really good DVR in them that does de-interlacing, so your DVR footage is going to be incredible. If you're never going to use that DVR, then maybe they're not the best. You know, they hold the receiver 90 degrees off on the side of the module. So if you're going to use the side of the goggles, rather, so if you're going to use them only as analog goggles, they're not the best. I put this on here, not really backwards, but kind of backwards. Shit sticks. That's okay. It'll be fine. Now you're dead. See? You fucking piece of shit. Now you're dead, you mosquito bastard. Go fuck yourself forever. Oh, I hate you. You are a creature on Earth with no point. The only point of your existence is making my life worse. Way to go, dick. So yeah. Jesse James says, I'll be your next Patreon member. Thank you so much, brother. Right, 9 with a little picture of a mosquito and blood. Thank you very much for the support. It really helps, dude. I super appreciate it. WeBleed dropping a link with some colors. I gotta click it. I gotta know. I have to know, man. I have to know what the color situation is gonna be. Oh shit! Yeah, look at all those colors: clear, black, red, white, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, pink, and teal. Holy Christ, that is awesome. Now we're talking. You know, that's a proper color selection. Damn. WeBleed coming through. Vertel Souza says every video made by FPV reviewers has the very best drone in it, so you just can't go wrong. It's true. It's true. Jesse James says, I only listen to you, Gangely. Frank Nicholas says, T-shirt. It's over at FPV Lux. What's... Yeah. Frank sent me a link to this a while ago. I was like, oh, it's perfect. Yeah, there it is. FPV Lux. Another broken drone? Call for bad advice. 1-800-FPV-TOOL. Call us today. Yeah, there is so much more bad FPV advice out there than there is good advice. You got to really, really, really be careful. All right, so let's see if the battery bay is offset at all. Front to back, it looks like it is. It is offset in this direction, so that means that this is going to be the back. So the little arrow is actually going to point forward. This way you can get your battery a little bit better centered, which is a nice little plus. You can also tell which way it's offset when you go to put your BT 2.0 lead through. It's going to be really hard on one side, and then it's going to just fall right into the other side. See, this side, it just fell right in there. That's because this side is bigger. The battery bay is slightly offset. That's not the side that you want to put it in. You want to put it in the side that's tighter, my friends. This is... So that's the only thing about doing the BT 2.0 lead like this. It makes it hard to push through there, but just push harder. I don't have to tell some of you guys that. Just push harder. All right, so there we go. That's in there. And that's sitting in there completely fine. And that's basically going to... What that does, when you put your battery into the battery bay, you push it in there, and the plastic piece on the battery butts up against the frame, and that's where the battery stops. Well, look how off-center it is. The battery is sitting forward. So this battery bay is shifted in this direction a little bit so that the battery sits more even front to rear, so that you don't have a front-heavy situation. So that's why it's important to get some of the frames have the battery bay dead center, in which case it doesn't matter. I really like these frames that have it shifted backwards a little bit. Truth be told, I would like it shifted backwards even more, because the battery... Here, I'll show you. I'll put the battery in. The battery does still sit a little bit too far forward. So with those out of the way, you put the battery in here, and... Ooh, tight fit. Get in there, yo. Hold on. Is something in the way? I might have just had the... Oh boy, what is it hitting on? Why won't it go? Well, let me put it in from the other side. Okay, it goes in fine from the other side, so it does fit. It must just be... It's got to be catching on something. Oh, no. I just wasn't wiggling it. I was just forcing it. So, see, when I put even though this battery bay is offset a little bit to this side, the battery still sits far forward. The other thing you want to remember on these batteries is that this is all lithium. Lithium, 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 lithium. It stops right here. It stops at the plastic cap. And then the plastic cap just has a couple of little wires for the BT 2.0. So the plastic cap here is lighter than the rest of this battery. So in a perfect world, this battery bay would be slid all the way back here so that the lithium part of the battery was dead center. That's still not quite dead center. The problem with that would be is that you would have to make your BT 2.0 lead extra long, and now you've got more weight in cable. So doing the battery bay the way that it is here is actually better for saving some weight. You just end up with a rig that's a little bit front heavy. Not the end of the world. If you're going to have it's better to be front heavy than rear heavy, because we're usually nose down. So having the extra weight up front kind of like naturally makes it want to sit nose forward. Hockey Round says only female mosquitoes bite. Is that true? What do the male mosquitoes do? Just be completely worthless on Earth. I lost a grommet. Where'd it go? Did anybody see it? Is it on the floor? Where'd it go? Where'd that grommet go? Where'd you go, grommet? Here it is. Did you go looking for Wallace? Ha ha ha! I also lost a screw. No, I didn't. Veritas Weezer says the reason that battery is going in so tight isn't due to the battery being slightly swelled, is it? It is not. No, it is a fresh battery. It was the I just didn't wiggle it. Yo. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it. Jesse James says iGal 4 802 20,000 kV. One shit the bed, so I put Emax 15,000 kV just to rip. But I have to go high in throttle just to take off. What do you think? Yeah. So so the way that the PID loop works is that either 4 or 8,000 times a second. That's what the loop time is. When you set your PID loop at either 4K or 8K, that's what you're setting. You're telling it to either look at what's happening 4,000 times a second or 8,000 times a second. All right. So minimum 4,000 times a second. The PID loop is asking the gyro, "Hey man, what's happening? What's going on? Are we moving like this? Are we moving like that? Are we moving like..." What it's actually doing is saying, "Are we moving like this? Or are we moving like this? Or are we moving like this?" Because it's detecting like minuscule little amounts of movement. And when the gyro says, "Hey, we're banking to the right a little bit," it's gonna fire up the motors on that side to even that out. This way, it's like locked in space, and it's nice. It's nice and just, yeah, locked in. I got fucking son of a bitch. So you've got a motor on there that's roughly half the kV. So that whole process happens. The PID loop says, "Hey," and then it sends power to that motor. And that motor underperforms because it's half the kV. And then so it goes, "Oh shit," and it sends more power to that motor. Well, in that process, it's going to have to limit power from the other motors. And that's basically what's going on, is that 99% of the time, because it almost never just spins one motor up, it's almost always doing something with all of the different motors. Every time it asks that 15,000 kV motor for power, it's giving half as much power as the other motors. So the PID loop, being smart, says, "Oh shit, I better cook the other motors down and not spin them up as hard." So yeah, when you mix and match motors, the PID loop is magical and it'll still let you fly, but the PID loop is going to limit all of the other motors down to the level of the shittiest motor on there. And your shittiest motor is at 15,000 kV, which is horrendously low. I'm actually surprised that it can get up in the air at all. But yeah, basically what you've got now is a rig that's on 15,000 kV motors. Like, if you guys ever want to see what a lower kV motor is like, and you don't want to use motor limiting, which would be the easiest thing to do, you can just put one on. You can just order one motor and put it on, and the PID loop will automatically drag all of the other motors down to what that one motor's power level is, so you can kind of like test. There's more to it than that. Like, if you want to do that, you should just use motor limiting, because that's actually going to fly better. Because like the amount of power that the motor makes is not everything. There's also like the response time, and there's some other things about a motor by a different manufacturer that are going to make it perform differently. Efficiency, the way the torque curve is, and stuff like that. So yeah, don't do that. But yeah, that's the situation that you're in there, brother. You've basically got a 15,000 kV tiny whoop, which is nowhere near enough for half decent performance, unfortunately. Jesse James says, I have all 4 Emax 15,000s on the rig. They're not mixed. Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, you just have motors on that are way too low of a kV. 15,000. You want 30 to 32,000 kV, not 15,000 kV. So, yeah, you've just got motors that are way too low of a kV on there. The rest of that conversation that I had, though, is sound. And mixing motors is a thing to just kind of get you by. There we go. Let's get these motors on here. So let's see how the offset standoffs here work. This is cool, man. This is a different design. I've never seen these offset. I've never seen the little standoffs be offset like this. This is pretty cool. This is like an actual new thing here, which is pretty rare nowadays. But I think we're going to start to see more of this as more folks try to make lighter weight tiny whoop canopies. I mean, like what's happening, which is really cool, is that like the big gains, and this happened with 5-inch rigs a bunch of years ago, the big gains have all been like figured out. So now we're going to start to see more subtle things with tiny whoop design. We're going to start to see frames that are only like 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 of a gram lighter. You know, that's a really good thing. That means that that we're really starting to get the performance dialed in on some of these things. 5-inch rigs, like I said, went through that a bunch of years ago. Back like 2018 probably, 2019, we got to the end of like the big gains that we were seeing in like figuring out that 2206 wasn't big enough, moving to 2306, 2207, and since then it's been kind of subtle improvements. That goes on there really nice. And my God, does that make it easy to pinch this motor. Holy crap. That makes taking the props off. Oh, I like that, man. From like a live with it perspective, that is fucking great. I know that seems like a small thing, but I test a lot, and like getting the props off and on is super frustrating sometimes. So that is a very appreciated little tiny benefit of. I have a feeling that's not why it was done, but you know, sometimes there's extra little benefits with certain things. And that is for sure one of them. For me, at least. You know, I doubt anybody tests propellers as often and as vigorously as I do. That's right, I said vigorously. Okay. I wish I had enough peak screws to put 2 peak screws per motor on this, but Betaflight, for some reason in their kit, well, no, it's not for some reason. They send enough peak screws for 1 full quad, and then I think they give you 1 extra. I don't like the idea of running the peak screws on the outside screw holes, so I only run them on the 2 inside screw holes, and the number of screws that they send is exactly 1 too few that you would need to put them on 2 quads just in the inner screw locations. But, you know, first world problem for sure. Scurdy Curtis says, how long of a stream tonight? We will go until 9 o'clock Eastern, which is like 20 or so minutes from now when Bot Grinder goes live. I try not to bleed over into his time slot all that much. Unless he's not streaming tonight. Do I remember someone saying that Bot's not streaming this week? Is that a thing? I always just kind of like assume that he is. I know Joshua is not streaming until like November. Anybody know if there's a Bot stream tonight or not? Right, 9 says Bot is streaming. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll go till 9. And then we will do a little bit more testing. I want to do some head-to-head testing of this either Sunday or Maybe Monday, or maybe we'll wait until Whoop Wednesday. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Man, I flew a bunch yesterday. I flew the 5-inch rig at that spot, and then I flew the AOS 35, and then I went to the RC Drift Car night. And it was like dark by the time I got there, but the walk snail setup did a really good job. I only flew the walk snail setup. And I flew a bunch. I think I flew like 12 batteries. Had an absolute blast. There was a shitload of people there. There must have been like a dozen people there driving. It was really, really cool. Okay, so here's the rest of these screws. I don't know how or why they got separated, but whatever. Look at this little dead mosquito here. What a triumph. Ugh, my kill, my trophy. Look at him. Fuck you! I hate you. You ruin the outside for me. Like, I don't go outside for reasons, but one of the reasons is the mosquitoes are just vicious. Like, what the fuck is your deal, man? Leave me the hell alone. Get a life. You little jerk bastards. Have to make sure that these screws aren't too long. Quick look here. Nah, we good. We aight. Let me just get, there's a angry looking little hair in here. Let me get it out of there. Come on. The hairs on the top of the motors are not a problem. It's the ones on the bottom that can actually cause a problem. So try to get them out of there when you can. All right, last one here. OMFPV says, I missed the beginning. What are those pointy things on the prop guards? Oh, wait, crown thingies. They are indeed crown thingies. The philosophy behind them is that if you build this in a fractal frame, when you crash inverted, they're going to give it a little bit of a boost. The fractal frames can leave you in a situation where the propellers are too close to the ground, and it won't, and the propeller will be like pushed up against something, and you won't be able to turtle mode it back over. So yeah, that's where the crown name comes from, because it looks like four little crowns. For those of us running them on a Mobula 6 canopy, they're not going to really do anything other than like look cool. But you know, it's fine. If you're not going to fly good, you got to look good. It's always been my motto. And it's never worked for me. Maybe it has. Okay. We are motored. Let's plug them in. Fire it up. See what's what. The motors should be spinning in the right directions. I'm going to just assume that they are. And if they aren't, we'll know in a hurry. And it won't hurt anybody. Which is cool. I put a propeller on wrong on the 5-inch rig yesterday. And boy, oh boy. What a rude awakening that was. Luckily, I went to put the nose down and just blast the throttle, so it went Tasmanian Devil away from me. But yeah, Jesus, a 5-inch rig with a prop wrong makes quite the sound. That just echoes and echoes and echoes. There we go. Motors are plugged in. Plugs seem to be relatively secure. All right. Let's get a little weight. Hold on. Let me get this tucked in here. All right. Let's get a weight. We also shortened up these wires. I did add a little bit of shrink wrap, though, so it might actually not be any lighter. Coming in, it is lighter. 19.3. So we saved half a gram off of the Meteor 65 frame with the different BT 2.0 setup. So that's awesome. That that brings the weight of this thing much more in line with this fella. Oh, I should have switched to a clear canopy while I was at it. That was stupid. All right, yo, let's see how it is. This is also the first time we're going to use one of these A90 connectors. Is it A90? Do I change the number every time? I hope it's A90 because I'll be able to remember A90 because the new Supra chassis code is A96, I believe. So A90 is close enough to that where I might actually be able to remember it. Ooh! That's some tasty water right there. That's what that is. Okay. Here we go, my friends. Got some goggles. I think I forgot to answer the end of the what analog goggles are best question. The end of my answer to that goggle question is, in my opinion, a set of used Fat Sharks. If you're not going to use the DVR a lot, a set of used Fat Sharks are the way to go because you're going to pay a lot less money, and they're just great goggles. The HD Zeros are awesome. The DVR is like a game changer. But yeah, if you're not going to use it, then that is not a game changer for you. So yeah, again, there is no best. There is a best for you, but it's really hard for people to answer that question because they don't know you. I have a service over on Fiverr that I call build planning. The first like 15 minutes of that phone call is me just like rapid firing questions at you to figure out who your favorite pilot is, where you fly, how you fly, what you're doing with your footage, what's most important to you, all these different things. I need all of that info to be able to give a proper suggestion. So yeah, love to work with all you guys. Let's see if the motors are going to spin in the correct direction. Flat side is away from me. And yeah, if you just wiggle the battery, it goes right into this frame. It's totally fine. Well, I did not wire up the lead backwards and blow this thing up, so that's great. Let's see if we have liftoff. Nope. Motors are not going in the right direction. Motor 1 is wrong. Motor 2 is wrong. Motor 4 is wrong. They're all wrong. Yep, they're all wrong. Well, okay. All right, let's get these spinning in the right direction. So we are going to plug into Betaflight and see what's what. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Okay. Betaflight's coming up here. Bring this back over where it belongs. Whenever you're ready, Betaflight. Come on. Whenever you're ready. Okay. All right. There it is. Connect. Motors. Motor direction. I understand the risks. Wizard. Start and spin motors. Okay, motor number 1 is having a little bit of an issue. Let's stop the motors. Motor number 1 is catching on something. So it's trying to spin the motors backwards right now. And so when you spin the motor backwards, the tip of the propeller is the leading edge. And if that catches on anything, these tiny little motors will not have enough oomph to actually spin. So I just pulled the propeller up off the motor shaft just a little bit. And that's not quite enough. Let's do it again. Once we spin these things up properly, they'll bend the tip of the propeller down, and it'll be fine. Let's see if that was enough. That was enough. There we go. Motor number 1 is wrong. Click it to reverse it. Motor number 2 is wrong. Click it to reverse it. Motor number 3 is correct. Motor number 4 is correct. Okay, so we're good now. Close. I understand the risks. And now this should spin them all up in the correct direction. 1 is right. 2 is right. 3 is right. 4 is right. And Teddy's at my feet. Not seeing the error number come up, so we are good. Let's get this thing out and fly it around the room. Hopefully the dog won't eat it. Teddy, I need you to not eat this prototype frame. Okay, buddy? Are you listening? Are you listening to me, buddy? This is very important. If you eat this prototype frame, I will cut you up and eat you. Okay? Is that fair? He says. Come on. Come on, battery. Battery fits in the battery bay tight, which I kind of dig because that'll keep the battery from moving forward in crashes and stuff. All right, let's see if the dog will not eat the tiny whoop. Buddy, I can't play with the Oreo with you right now. Oh my God, the dog's gonna eat it, isn't he? It's coming. I can tell it's coming. Oh, buddy, please get out of here. Go over there. Don't come back. No. All right. This is. I should not take this quad off right now. I should not do this. Oh boy! Don't eat it, dog. Don't eat it. Good boy. Just sniff it. Good boy. Good boy. No, he tried to eat it at the last second. Okay, so that was it oscillating to the moon. So we need to pull the pids down a little bit. Let's do that in the OSD so that you guys can watch. We're going to come in here. We're going to go to Profile, Simplified Tuning. D gains are cranked up quite a bit. Let's go from 1.5. That was pretty violent, so let's go all the way down to 1.2. We're going to pull the P gains down a little bit along with the I gains. And then I'm going to come down here and take this master multiplier down as well. So this had the PIDs pretty aggressive. Hey, there we go. All right, so let's just cool off the AIO. Oh my God, this dog is going to fucking eat this. Oh God. Oh, no, no, no. Yes. This has got to be like the greatest chew toy in the world because it keeps moving. Look, you can see the little teeth, the little peaks on the crown. I gotta also remember that the dog is good at jumping. He's not good at jumping, but he does jump. You know what I can do? Go upstairs now that he's down here. If he's gonna be down here. Whoa, that's power right there. These screamer motors rip. This is great. I can rip up here if the dog's gonna be downstairs. Oh God. Alright, well we're starting to get some crash data already. Alright, so let's see how the tune is. Little tiny judder. Yep, there's some judder. Just like the airframe. You know, we had to bring the PIDs down a little bit. So we're going to sacrifice a little bit of the flight performance. It's not that bad, though. Oh, Teddy. Let's get a fresh battery on here and see how the tune is. The numbers on the sliders for the other rig are much higher, and they've always been like that. I think the other rig has an MPU 6000 gyro in it, and I think this AIO has a BMI 270 or an ICM gyro. So I don't want you to pay attention to the numbers themselves. I want you to pay attention to how much I had to pull those numbers down. And I had to pull the sliders down a lot less on this rig than I did on this rig with the Betaflight airframe. So that is a definite win for the crown frame in terms of basically wobbliness. That is essentially testing the wobbliness. All right, buddy, this is a bit much right now. I need you to get off. Jesus, buddy. My God. Just trying to get him, like, he's just like insane sometimes. Sometimes, all the times. So yeah, that is awesome. I can't possibly imagine that I would have heard it already, but we can take a look. Nope, looks fine. Looks totally fine. And it looks like the propellers line up with the ducts a little bit better. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but let's keep flying it. You hear how it's nice and quiet when I come off the throttle? That means the pids aren't too aggressive. Let me, I'm going to try to break, no! Stop it, doggy, stop it! Get down! I'm gonna try to bring those sliders back up. And I'm gonna start here. And I haven't even added any filtering yet. So this is great. Let's try to bring that up to 1.4. That probably won't work, but... Oh my God. Teddy! Teddy, what? Why? He's just obsessed with the fucking tiny whoop now. Oh God. Go upstairs, doggy. Get out of here. Go upstairs. Good boy. Go away. Yes, your Oreo. Get the Oreo. Disgusting, saturated Oreo ball. Ooh, nice. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. No, Teddy! Teddy! No! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Don't eat it. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. Thank you, Azalea. Oh, he's crazy now. Now he's taking a look at it. He's a vampire. Oh shit, easy.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Oh God. This is a terrible game. Why is this happening? It has to happen.
No.
Run his little ass. Look at him. I wonder if he'll get dizzy. Whoa! Oh, God. He totally bit for it that time. Oh, God, no! Alright, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Oh, God, this is a terrible game to play. Can you, thank you, Azalea. I'm gonna shut the door behind you. Oh, fuck. Ah, thank you. Oh, my God. That was a fun game, but oh, that is a stupid game to play. All hell's breaking loose in the hallway. Oh, he gets all wiggly when you try to hold him. Oh! Oh God! Oh! Look at that beautiful WeBleed F. So we're flying the all WeBleed rig. Oh man. Not all WeBleed, but mostly as much WeBleed as we can put on it rig. And it shreds, yo. Ah! My fault. And now we're gonna fly it through the really cool lit up WeBleed cube gate. No! Leave me be. Nope. So I just moved the pids back up, and it's totally fine. The only thing I didn't do was push the master multiplier back up, but that's okay. I'm using the master multiplier less. The master multiplier is just out of laziness. You should try to not use that. This is flying totally normal, and like I was talking about in the beginning of the live stream, normal is good. Zero adjustment, you know, just fly it like it did with the Meteor frame. Incidentally, I could have shortened the battery lead up a little bit. I thought it looked like I had too much battery lead on there. But by having the battery lead a little bit too long, I can more evenly center the battery. So, you know, it's a little bit heavier because of this, but it'll be a little bit, the CG will be a little bit better front to rear. All right, so I can still hear the propeller hitting the duct a little bit. There's a very easy fix for that I'm going to show you right here. I landed it on the... Oh, I was Stevie Wondering it. It's a good thing I came home, because it was Stevie Wonder time. Take it, put it into turtle mode, and spin the props in the wrong direction. And that will self-clearance the propeller. Because in turtle mode, it flexes the blades downwards. So yeah. Now it's nice and quiet again. Well, not again, but it's nice and quiet now. I made too many corrections. Let's try to not just... Oh, I'm inside the bag, aren't I? It ain't coming out. Yep, nope. Taking the walk. Let's just fly it. Let's just blast through a couple of batteries here, and then we'll do a really quick conclusion, and then you guys can go watch Bot. It's actually 9:00 right now, so go get you some Bot Grinder. I am officially in his time slot. I apologize. But I know you guys want to see me fly this thing, so I'm going to do some flying here. Pretty aggressive. I want to try to charge through these batteries. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, no. Flies exactly like it did on the heavier frame. Slightly less pid gain admittedly, but tune is still great. Little tiny shudder here and there on those like really, really hard moves. But like what I usually find is that when you purposefully put the rig into prop wash like that, you really don't do that when you're flying normally. So if you can get it to just have a little bit of a judder, you're good to go. It's then when you fly it for real, it's going to be kind of perfect. And you know, we talk a lot about like you want to try to have your pids as low as possible, and that's another way that it can do that. That you can accomplish that when you watch your footage back. If there's prop wash, then you can go in. Man, we are putting some crashes into it. Then you can go in and you know, add more D-gain to take care of more of the prop wash. Wow, I'm just all over the goddamn place right now. That's okay. Oh man, that looks really cool, plummeting down towards that lit up LED cube. All right, we put a whole bunch of slams into it there, and it is fine. Damn. Okay. 3 more batteries left. Let's rip through them as quick as we can. Veritas Souza says, the band Offspring. The pids aren't all right. Mr. Dud says, throw one on your new fan so it won't overheat. I know, right? For real. All right. Next battery. Let's keep the abuse coming. So far, I am very, very happy. The fact that I barely had to move the pids down is a huge win. Rig is still making great power. Oh! We hit a 10-inch splash symbol, my friends. Oh, what was that? What got me? What? No! Here we go. Mighty flip. Oh, God! Sometimes it's like, really, like, it's as if I did it on purpose. No, no, no. Take it easy. Oh, I missed him. Oh, that gate ate me. I don't know. I just... Sometimes I'm like, yeah, maybe it'll just clear magically. Oh, come on with it. Come on with it. Oh, get in there. Get in there, Lewis. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, that's a cool little approach. Low. Up high and stall it. I like that. Impossible power loop? Okay. That was disgusting. Impossible power loop! Almost. Nope. Nope. Ah! Couple more tries. Impossible! Oh boy. Get in there. Nope. It's the impossible power loop for a reason. Oh, the newbie drone gates just getting demolished. Usually they're the ones demolishing me. No, no, no. Easy! I was going for like a big dive into that LED cube. Whoa! There was a little micro desync, I think. Which is unusual. Usually they either desync all the way or they don't desync at all. Frame's still looking good. No... So, like, by this point, although I guess I had really slammed the airframe hard upstairs, which I'm not going to do with the dog up there. But by this point, there were some creases in that Meteor 65 airframe. And I'm not seeing that at all on this frame. Could be different plastics. Certain plastics will crease. Certain plastics won't crease. So it's kind of impossible to tell. But the supports, the support structure on this frame is very different. The Meteor airframe, it's creasing in between two of these supports. Maybe the philosophy behind having these supports like this is that this whole run, this whole part of the duct out here is going to bend all together. When you put a bunch of supports, 6 of them in the Meteor 65 Air's case, you're giving it spots where it can potentially crease, right? Maybe this is not creasing because this whole area is bending all at once. I don't know. That's just theory, but could be. Crash recovery is indeed on. Ah! Ah, no. Oh, come on. Get right out of town. No! Ah! What you know about that? Holy hell! That was 80% luck, 20% skill. Oh. That should be my new FPV name. 80% luck, 20% skill. FPV. Oh, it just stalled out. Did you see that? I got on the throttle a little bit too early. Stop it. Leave me alone. Leave it be. Oh! Full throttle into the ceiling. Why not? Oh, boy. I'm trying to do the mega power loop, and I'm just getting it all wrong. Here we go. Oh, my God, Jim. Oh, nope, not quite. Mega power loop is going to generate some slams, so let's keep... Stop! Leave me be! Let's keep going with it. Nope, almost. Fuck yeah. The mega power loop is maybe the most satisfying move in here. Because, like, you gotta line it up correctly on the front end. You gotta put the power on at just the right point. Then you gotta just, like, let it hang. And the payoff. Oh, it looks so cool. Come on. What? What? Get! Thank you. Oh my God. Give me some of that! WeBleed FPV Screamer motors! Come on! Oh! Just do all the things! Uh-oh. Just do all the things. Oh! That was ugly. That was terribly ugly. Uh-oh. 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 Nope. We taking a walk. Go watch some Bot Grinder. I'm on his time slot. One more battery for me. Let's pull this battery now. And we'll do the last one. I'm going to give this prototype Crown WeBleed FPV frame the thumbs up. It's holding up really well. I mean, we're obviously going to crash test it some more. But, man, I can still keep the pids cranked. Not quite as cranked as on the Meteor 65 frame, but that's a much bigger, beefier kind of frame. So that's kind of to be expected. I didn't have to move the pids down much. I think I moved the master multiplier down by 0.2, and then I moved the D and the P gains down by 0.2, but then I moved them right back up, and I put the D gains back up where they were, I think. And I put the P and I gains back up where they were. So the master multiplier just had to come down by 0.1 or 0.2. And you can see the flight performance is rocking. Last battery. Great job, Zotech. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Ah! Stop it! Flip over! There we go. And I can... Hold on. I could probably move the pids up. It's completely quiet. See there's the master multiplier back down at 1.0. It was completely quiet even on a fresh battery. And it still is. So I now have the pids up almost exactly where they were. Oh, buddy. Oh, that was close. That would have been hot. Stop it. Leave me be. Uh-oh. Nope. Ah! Oh, that's what it is. I'm hitting the top of the dive. Yo, this little dive tunnel is so difficult. It doesn't look like... Oh! It doesn't look like it would be so difficult, but it really is. Somebody else get 3 of these cube gates and build this little dive tunnel setup. You just tie them together. They have little ties on them, like there. Build this and tell me it's not hard as shit. Okay. I don't know what I hit. I don't know what happened. Okay. Ah! That was dumb. through one, but not the other. No! I got a little excited on the throttle. Come on now. Mega! Oh! Look at it. Look at that. Oh! Nope. Not quite. Getting down with it. Come on now. Oh no. Oh no. No. No, no. Don't make me. Thank you. Oh, stop. Just throwing it around. Oh, man. Let me go. No, don't do it to me. Crotch shot. Damn, yo. I like it. 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 This frame might be it might be a competitor with the regular Meteor 65 frame because it's a little bit heavier than the airframe, but it's stiffer than the airframe, right? So like previously I was thinking its competitor was going to be this one, but I'm starting to maybe think that's not the case. Do I have a Meteor 65 frame I can weigh? This is the last thing that I want to do. You guys should already be watching Bot Grinder. Farts! I don't have an extra one that doesn't have the screws in it. Yeah, I do. I have to. I have to have an extra somewhere. Fuck! No, I don't. Maybe I do. Hold on. Does anybody know what the Meteor 65 frame weighs? Nobody's going to know what it weighs on my scale, which is... Well, let me weigh it with the screws in it, and then I can put some screws in the other one. So the Meteor 65 airframe weighs 2.7 grams on my scale. The regular Meteor 65 with 12 screws in it weighs 3.8 grams, and then the crown frame weighs 2.8 to 2.9. If I put some screws in there, I only have 3 screws to put in. 1, 2, 3. Wait, no, I have more. I have more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 3 more. 10, 11, 12. There we go. So the crown frame with motor screws is 3.4 grams. The Meteor air frame with screws is 3. Wow, these screws are heavy, yo. Is 3.2 grams. And then the Meteor 65 with screws is, again, the crown frame with screws is 3.4. Meteor 65 with screws is 3.8. 3.7. It's settling on 3.8. So it's not a competitor. It's right in between, which is kind of amazing for us. Because, yeah, reasons. In theory, here's what it is. If you want a stiffer frame that's a little bit heavier, Meteor 65. If you want still plenty stiff, but a little bit lighter, WeBleed crown. If you want to sacrifice the stiffness for lightness, Meteor 65 air. That's a pretty, if I had guessed, if I'd looked at the weights of all three of these at the beginning of this live stream and guessed what was going to happen, it's exactly what I would have guessed. Because when you add weight in a smart way, you get more stiffness. And like these frames have been designed pretty intelligently, right? So like it stands to reason that like sure, add a bunch of, not add a bunch of weight, but add some weight, get a little bit extra stiffness. Take weight away, lose a little bit of stiffness. So yeah, this makes an awful lot of sense. It's yeah. I'm very curious to see how this design with these supports like this will hold up. Could hold up better because you're letting more of the duct deform in crashes, and you're letting a bigger area of the duct like bend and crease. Could not hold up as good. You know, we don't know. It's you don't know until you just smash them 1,000 times. I don't think there's really any like computer aided design ish technology that can simulate crashes. There's just too many angles that crashes happen and whatnot. But yeah, we put this thing through some abuse here tonight. There's no signs of creasing or cracking or anything like that. When I take it at its corners and do this little number with a canopy, that when you put the canopy on it, it firms the frame up a little bit. Compared to the air frame, yeah, it's a little bit stiffer. Just a little bit. And then it's not a fair fight because there's no canopy, but still, the Meteor 65 frame is one extra level of stiffness. What you can kind of do is buy all three of these frames. That'll cost you $12 total, probably. And put the heavier frame on. I don't know which direction I would go. I guess you would want to put the heavier the Meteor 65 frame on, get your pids locked in, then go to the crown frame. So get the pids where you want them, and then go to the crown frame, see if it'll work on those pids. If it will, technically at that point you could go to the air frame and see if that'll work on those pids, right? It's a weird way to do it, but when we have 3 levels of stiffness like this for $12 whole total, fuck yeah, do it that way. Like, don't, yeah, because everybody has an amount of pid gain that they're going to be happy with. And everybody has like an amount of tune that they want. And so for the first time, we can kind of take advantage of having a bunch of really good options. You know, for the longest time, there was just one frame. There was one frame that was just the absolute best, and that's the one that everybody ran, and that's been the Meteor 65 for a long time. The air frame is awesome. Comes with some caveats. This ground frame seems to be fucking awesome, and comes with a couple of less caveats. So that's pretty cool. That is really cool, actually. Great job, Zotac. Get you one, my friends. Get a whole bunch of different colors. Brandon's McBean says, change your core temp warning to 80. The STM32F411 can operate up to 125. That is a good idea. And Hockey Run says, crash recovery. Veritas Susan with the last comment of the night. He says, do you like the Meteor or the Mobulus 65? The Mobulus 6 more. I do not like the Meteor bind and fly. It uses the cross style AIO, which I don't like, and yeah, I just don't like it. So yeah, Mobula 6. But Veritas, I mean, you don't need much more. You should really custom build. Custom build it. Head over to fpvknowitall.com, go into the Tiny Whoop section, scroll down here to the 65mm freestyle build, and just build this. It's based around a Mobula 6. The rest of these mods are not very expensive, and they really take a good rig to like a phenomenal rig. So yeah, do this custom build. It's super easy to do, and you'll have something that's insane. Thanks for hanging, friends. Shout out to WeBleed for sending these frames over, being confident enough in them to let me show them before they're out, beat the shit out of them live before they're out. I messaged Zotek earlier today. I said, hey man, you tell me, can I have this thing on the stream? Can I test it on the stream? Like, let me know. There's no wrong answers. If you want me to keep it a secret, like every other manufacturer ever has, I can do that. And he's like, nah, man, put it on the stream, show it, beat on it, whatever. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know, and I know that he knows me. I know that and I mentioned it. I'm like, you know, if it sucks, I'm going to say it. And he's like, yep, it's fine. And I'm like, cool, I'll be fair. But, you know, if it sucks, I'm going to say it. It does not suck. I'm pretty impressed. There is certainly more crashing that needs to happen. I need to get it upstairs and slam it into the ground from 20 feet into the hardwood. So we'll do that either Sunday or Monday or Wednesday. But so far, and we put some abuse into it, it seems pretty rad. And I love that it's right in between the meteor and the air. That's a really nice place to be. So Northern Tier with a $5 super chat for dog biscuits. Thank you, brother. And I am Gross 98 with a $5 super chat. It says great stream. Thanks, WeBleed. Thank you. I am Gross. Go get some bot grinder, my friends. Love every single one of you. CiottiFPV.com to support me. It's hard to be a full-time FPV donkey. Help a brother out. Here comes some more 5-inch flying. Unbelievable. I'm going to just give you straight up session audio on this one, because Session 5 audio is magic audio. Here we go, my friends. I'll see you Sunday. What buttons do I hit? What do? I gotta hit this. I gotta hit this. Be good, yo. Tell Bot I said hello and sorry for bleeding over into his time slot. Later! on 3 minutes. It's about right. This is a lightweight battery. It's a lightweight rig too, 605, 610 grams or so. But we're covering a